So I'm a bus driver in the United States of America, Sacramento, California to be exact. And I came across this clip about London bus drivers. And they claim that London bus drivers are heartless. Is this true? Let's take a look at the clip. So we can see the person running across the street and kind of sort of flagging the bus down or making an attempt to, but the bus driver is not allowing this person on the bus. So I can't speak on behalf of London bus drivers. I'm not sure if they are all heartless, but I follow double-decker Anton. He's a London bus driver and he doesn't seem heartless at all. Shout out to double-decker Anton. So like I said, I cannot speak for London bus drivers, but I can speak for a bus driver that drives in the Sacramento region. I've driven for 2 transit systems out here. And this also applies to many other transit systems that are out here in the United States. A lot of places specifically instruct not to let people on or off the bus at a place that's not a designated bus stop.
He ain't lying.
There are exceptions to the rules. There are places where there are flag stops where a person can run up anywhere and flag the bus down. But in most cases, you have bus stops and bus terminals, and that's where they want us to pick people up and drop people off at. There are some bus drivers that will make exceptions and they'll go ahead and let you on right here or let people off right there, even though it's not a bus stop, just to be nice. But when a bus driver does that, they are putting themselves at risk, because if that person is injured in any type of way while they're entering or exiting the bus, some of that responsibility and liability can come back onto the bus driver, because the company may ask the driver, why were you letting this person off at a place that's not a bus stop? You're in the middle of the street, you're away from the curb, you're away from a bus stop. Why were you doing that when we have given you instructions to board and deboard at designated bus stops? And trust me, this actually happens often. People trip getting on and off buses all the time, whether the bus is moving or not. Well, actually, the bus should not be moving. If somebody's getting on or off, it should be like not moving. But yeah, people trip all the time. Trip and fall, or trip and almost fall. And if somebody gets an injury as a result of their trip or their fall, sometimes they will file a lawsuit against the bus company, and the bus driver is going to be involved with that. Then the bus driver has to go through depositions and court proceedings and paperwork, all sorts of things. So the safest thing for a bus driver to do is to abide by the policies and the procedures that their particular transit agency, or in this case, since it's a London bus driver, transport agency. So yeah, it's really all about safety and liability. The bus driver needs to protect their job, but they also need to protect the passengers. You don't want to be letting people on and off in the middle of the street. And this was somewhat in the middle of the street. It wasn't smack dab in the middle of the street, but clearly the bus driver wasn't pulling up to the curb. I don't think that's a designated bus stop. And here's the thing, I guarantee you, if someone were to board a bus in the middle of the street and it's not a bus stop, or just anywhere that's not a designated bus stop, and they injure themselves, I guarantee you, if the bus driver gets in trouble, that person isn't going to be like, oh no, the bus driver is my best friend, the bus driver was just trying to help. No, especially if they're going to file a lawsuit, they're going to try and demonize that bus driver, like, that bus driver knew that they weren't supposed to let me on right here. Because of them, I am now injured. It may not be that dramatic, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. Let's check out some of the comments from this original video. This person said, this literally happened with the same bus, and the driver wouldn't let me on even though it was still on the bus stop. Okay, so this person claims that this same bus and driver would not allow them to board at a bus stop. We don't have any video proof of that, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt, what this person is saying. Could be true, may not be true. Next comment says, not a bus stop. The driver has no insurance to cover an accident. If he opens the door there, and he will lose his job should the unfortunate happen. Next comment, bus drivers can only pick up and drop off passengers at designated bus stops. Bus drivers are trained not to pick up passengers other than bus stops. That has been the standard procedure for the last 70 years. The guy in the road is heartless for putting the driver in that situation.
He ain't lying.
I'm also a bus driver. I do the same, not at a designated stop. Then the driver isn't insured. If he lets him on and he so much as trips or slips, the driver loses his job. This comment says, I am a London bus driver and we are not allowed to open the doors anywhere other than at a bus stop. If a passenger slips or falls while not at a stop and the driver has opened the doors for them, then it is gross misconduct as we are not insured. So a lot of those comments basically reinforced what I was already saying, which is the same way a lot of transit agencies operate here in North America. There are some exceptions, of course, like I stated earlier. There are some places that allow flag stops and things of that nature. But generally, they want the bus drivers to stop, board passengers, and deboard passengers at designated bus stops. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And thank you for watching Bus Driver Life.